Hey guys, it's Pete here. So we're going through the kick serve course, but it's nice to have a really good slice serve. Yeah, so if you're looking forward to getting a nasty, nasty slice, right? You can make that thing really cut off the court, right? Where you can make that thing really spin and go crazy. Look at that thing go. Did you guys see that? Can you guys see how that thing is moving? That's a lot of fun. That's my favorite serve. You're not officially a lefty until you can make that thing go off the court. But you know what? The righty, it's a great serve too. If you watch I remember watching especially the Wimbledon final a couple years ago, Federer versus Djokovic. Every big point on the deuce side, both players would hit a very good slice out wide, and then they would move around and hit a very nice forehand inside out shot. So whether you're a righty or a lefty, the slice is huge. So let's get into today's lesson. I see we got a lot of people on. I know we're looking forward to learning that slice. So let me show you what I first want you to do. Now, the first thing I want you to do is get your continental grip. All right, there's the continental grip. And I think if you want to slice, you might even want to move over a little more. See, look at that. That you can get a little more slice on there. See, there's the straight continental. You want to get a little more hook on the ball, you might want to move over a little bit. When I really want to slice it, I go over a little more and the strings are open just a little more, okay? You want to work on just getting the feel, making that ball, I call it buzzing the ball. Making that ball buzz is a big part of it. So let me move back here, make sure you guys can see this. See that? Just practice being able to do that. If you can't do it in the air, you can buzz it and let it bounce, right? And you're just kind of pretending that you're a weed whacker going back and forth, and you really want to lay that wrist back. The more you can let the wrist go back, you'll feel some power coming through this way. See, the more I lay the wrist back, I can really hack it. You want to make sure that you really lay the wrist back so you can make that thing hack. All right? That's what, oh, do you see that ball? That ball really spun away. Now, next thing I want you to do, is practice bouncing like this and get a little bit of spin on it. Feel that you're adding a little bit of spin on the ball here as you're doing this. See, I'm not coming straight on it. I'm adding a little bit of spin on the ball. So this is helping me feel that I'm kind of slicing and pronating at the same time. So you're doing this. You see how that's got some spin on that? Can you guys see how that's got some spin on it? As you guys are doing this, you'll find that when you hit the slice, if you finally get the feeling of the slice, sometimes you end up slicing the ball too much. I don't want you to worry about that in the beginning, but sometimes it gets tough to, flatten it out. So by doing this drill, also practice trying to come straight on it with a continental grip, which is hard, not the hammer grip, not this grip, guys, not that grip, but with the continental grip. See if you can also flatten it out. Because another part of having good slice on your serve is being able to vary the slice. See, sometimes I go for massive slice. Sometimes I go for just a hint of slice where it's almost flat and then a slice. So that continental grip is like this. All right, so that's what we want. We want that continental grip. Now, the first thing I want you to do is I actually want you to come, if you're new to the slice, if you are new to the slice, I actually want you to come close to the net. So we're gonna come up to the net and we're gonna work our way back, all right? This helps things get a lot easier. We also do the same thing inside the kick serve mastery course, to where don't start way back there. Let's start closer. Let me make sure you guys can see that. What we're gonna do is, again, we're not worried. I know I'm close here, but we're not worried about hitting that ball in or out. And what I want you to do is actually start with the racket face on your head like this, okay? Start with the racket face on your head so that the strings are facing into you. I call this the selfie move. So when you look up at yourself, it's like you could take a selfie, okay? So I'm here, and I just wanna cut around. See that here? And I'm really looking to go, even though I'm not hitting the outside of the ball, I'm aiming for that outside the ball. Right here and around. See, trying to make that ball go off the court. We're trying to make it spin. We don't care if it's in or out. We just want to get comfortable here. We just want to get comfortable doing that. And the more we get comfortable doing that, we can start to back up. All right? but I want to explain that when you hit a slice serve, a kick serve, or any kind of serve, you're not swinging. I think there's a lot of mistakes people make, is you're not swinging forward. See, I think a lot of people, it's kind of almost like a cat who is like, you know, wiping behind their ear. A lot of people come this way on their serves. You actually, whether you're hitting a kick or a slice or anything, you want to swing more out that way. So when I get here, I'm swinging out this way every time, whether I'm hitting a kick or a slice or anything. And then I'm going to put some pronation on every serve. But when I'm hitting that slicer, I'm not thinking about pronating. I'm coming here, I'm coming out. So now I come out every time, and depending on if I want to hit the ball flat or with slice or whatever, I'm going to change the swing path. So if I want to hit the ball with kick, I'm going to come out here and really keep going this way. I'm going to really keep going that way. If I'm going to hit the ball flat, I'm going to come out here again, and then I'm really going to go forward as much as I can. I really want to reach forward as much as I can and feel kind of like I'm hitting, like I'm doing a hammer and a nail with this part of my strings. So I get the edge right up here, and then I go hammer and nail like that. Now when I'm going to do slice, I'm going to come out here, and then I'm going to hit more here, and then it's coming this way. All right? Even though you feel like you're hitting the side of the ball, when you're hitting the slice, it actually kind of looks like this on your racket when you watch it in slow motion. You're actually hitting it pretty square. If you're coming around the side too much, you're not going to get any power. If you have a slice like this that has no pace, all kinds of spin, most likely you are coming around the side of the ball too much. Try and flatten it out a little bit until you find the exact mix that you want, okay? And so that's important. So let's say we're doing this, we're feeling pretty good about this. Then we're gonna work our way back to the baseline. I'm gonna show you a fun drill that a lot of people liked on YouTube called skipping the rocks. And again, that's gonna help you really get the feeling of the slice and just have fun with it. Now, with the skipping the rocks, I'm gonna break it down for you guys. So again, we kind of want, remember this first thing I was doing here? It's essentially starts like that, right? Where I come here, and I'm just looking to put a nasty spin on the ball. I'm just looking to hack that thing. You see that? I'm just looking to really cut the, oh, that was a good one. Woo, that was a good one. See, just like skipping the rocks, getting down low. But how do I get that power on it? Because I've done this with some people, and they tend to get no power on it. They tend to do more of this. Watch this. See, that's not really it. Watch this again. See, that's not really getting that power on it. See that? See, that's a lot harder. So what am I doing? I like to think of this as almost like a reverse wrist lag, to where you want the tip of your racket here, the tip of your racket forward, really feel some power here. So you want to start like this, and then you're coming back and you're kind of snapping and hacking through it. You're here, and then you snap and go. So you want to feel that elbow kind of come out too. You're really building power and momentum by getting yourself like this first. So if you get like this, you're not gonna get the power you want. See, you want to come here, and then you flip it back into this position. It's almost like a reverse wrist lag. It's almost like you're winding up for a forehand, and then you snap and you bring the power. Well, this skipping the rocks, it's the same idea, except for it's the exact opposite. See how the strings are now facing you guys as I do this, and then I go. Now they're facing into me, and then I snap and hack. You want to build a lot of whip. It's almost like you're cracking a whip into what you're doing. See that here? And then crack a whip. So just even practice this move and really feel that you're getting a snap. It's also kind of like old school thermometers. Remember when you had to take the temperature and you had to go like this with your wrist and get the thermometer warmed up? It's kind of like that as you're coming into it, okay? So watch how I do this. So obviously we don't care. Obviously, thanks so much. We don't care if we're hitting the ball in or out at this point. We do not care at all. Come in here and just whip. Do that. It goes wherever it goes. Do that. So now we're getting that ball really scooting, going through there. Now, as I do this, guys, guess what I'm gonna do? I got that down, I got the feeling. Now I'm just gonna rise up. I wanna pretend that I'm on the ground floor. See here, guys, I'm on the ground floor, and I'm going up to the mid-level floors, and now I'm working my way up to the penthouse. Okay, do you guys understand that? I'm gonna start at the ground floor, then I'm gonna go to the mid-level floor, then I'm gonna work my way up to the penthouse. So I'm moving on up to the big time as I'm doing this. Watch how I do this. Again, we don't care if the ball goes in or out. Ready? And go. Low, go, higher, higher. Keep raising up higher, higher, higher. Do you see how, as I kept raising up higher, it looked more like a regular serve, and the ball was still scooting off the court. When I'm trying to play, I have that target there, meaning I want to actually hit on the inside of the target and make it go on the inside of the fence over there. There's 2 targets out there. So now once I get that set and I'm feeling pretty good, I've raised up the rest of the way. Again, I'm not going to worry about if the serve goes in or out, but now I'm just going to start up here and throw it up and really trying to get that same feeling I had when I was down here. Here I go. So now I'm up here. I'm just going to keep kind of just throwing it up and skipping the rocks up high. See that? See that? Look at that ball go. Okay? So now what I've got is I've got a lot of nice action on the ball. Can you guys hear the spin coming off of the strings? Now I might start to think about actually aiming. So I'm gonna gradually work on hitting the ball into the box. And I'm just not gonna allow my shoulders to be as erratic. And I also know that my serve has a built-in hook to it. So I've got to kind of think like a professional bowler. You know, a professional bowler is not going to go right to the midline and then throw the ball because their ball naturally hooks. So what I'm thinking about is I'm actually watching, I want to see that ball kind of go over the mid-strap. See, my ball, I'm going to be aiming, thank you. My ball is going to be going over the mid-strap and then eventually going in. If I actually aim for the line, I'm going to hit it into the fence. So I'm kind of aiming for the mid-strap. I'm working on my shoulders being a little more disciplined. And then you're going to see, I can't guarantee they're going to go in, but what I will tell you is I'm going to start getting closer. It's going to look like more of a regular serve rather than just this nasty spinning serve. It's still going to have a lot of spin on it, but it's going to look more like a serve I'd use in a match. See, so now they're all either in or fairly close, and then every time I miss wide, I'm just telling myself, don't rotate as much. But that's how you can really start to develop your slice. That's how you can get the feeling of it and then start to rein it in, okay? With a foot movement, if I'm standing still on the ground, let's say I'm not gonna jump into my serve, I'm going to really work on this movement as I'm getting ready to deliver that. My shoulders and this kind of control the pace and the direction. So I'm throwing it up and then watch the hip and this move. See this? I allow this to come off the ground. I put some weight here back in the glute and it comes up and around. Up and around. Then as I get warmed up, I'll probably do a little more of this where I come forward and through, right? And then if I'm in match mode, and I'll just show you a couple. I'm not fully warmed up, but I'll show you a couple of like kind of my match serves. Now I really want to get my body focused. I like to do a step up move. So I will come here, I will rock back, I will step up, and then jump off this leg and land and make sure I'm ready, okay? The height, you want to toss it just higher than you can reach. You want to toss that ball just higher than you can reach so you don't have to think about when to swing. If you toss it too high, then you have to really think about when to swing. If you toss it too low, you're going to be hurried and you're not going to get extension, so you're going to hit a weaker serve. So let me show you one or two where I jump. Again, my body's not really warmed up for this, but I will try. So I'm going to try kind of my match serve where I jump. So wish me luck. Okay. So you see there, I got a little jump in there, and I didn't really go out to the court much. As I go, I will actually jump a little more. Let me try just one or two more where I jump into the court. And that one right there actually felt pretty good. That's more what I'm going to feel like when I'm in my match. I was able to get myself out into the court a little more and hit the net tape, which was a little disappointing, but actually that serve felt pretty good, much better than the first one. So that's it, guys. That's today's lesson. Hope you all liked it. That's it, y'all. Everybody have a great day.